Hi, Jim Shaw here from Crystal Group. Wanted to spend a moment just talking about storage and where that's come in the last few years. There are two types of storage that we typically use. One is rotational, and the other one is solid state. And what are the advantages and what are the differences between those two? I've got here just some examples of some storage media. We have the traditional DVD Blu-ray. We have a 3.5 inch rotational drive. This one happens to be 4 terabytes. You can buy them now at the 8 terabyte level of storage. Here you can see a rotational 2.5 inch format. And then this is a 2.5 inch solid state drive. And then this is something relatively new. It's M.2 for very small applications. You can find this in like a Nook. So what are the differences between say a rotational drive and a solid state drive? Well, rotational drives really work on the principle of having a platter that rotates, and so rotational drives, you can find them in 5,400 RPM, 7,200 RPM, 10,000 or even 15,000 RPM. Traditionally, this has been a great technology for data centers, but there's a lot of moving parts and things can go wrong with rotational drives. They don't like vibration, they don't start when it's cold. So that's traditionally a problem. They are relatively cheap per gigabyte. If you want to look at it from a cost standpoint, they're around 5 cents per gig. So that's not bad. In fact, that's great. But if you need ruggedness, you really want to go with something that's solid state. It's faster. It has a controller on it that essentially takes the place of the motor apparatus, and in essence, it's basically bulletproof. So more rugged, faster. It is essentially more reliable in the high vibration, high shock environments. The M.2 is one of the newer formats. You can get these now in 512 gig, and so that's kind of amazing. The 512 is just a little bit longer. It's an 80 millimeter module, but very cool technology. Also coming out is NVMe, and that will be the next, essentially the next iteration of storage. So bottom line is, when you have a non-vibration environment, rotational medium is great, or non-shock rotational medium is great. Very cheap, very inexpensive. But if you start vibrating or seeing some temperature extremes, especially cold, you really need to stick with a solid state drive. And so that's what we recommend here at Crystal Group. Thanks a lot. Join us next time for another shiny object at Crystal Group.